Hi cuties, we're doing a tag video. So today we are going to be doing the year-end TBR tag, which was created by the Word Nerd, and I'm really excited to do this because I love TBRs. I like making TBR videos. And I love watching them. So if you've done this video, put it in the comments so that I can watch it, because I really enjoy watching these types of videos in particular, because it spreads around lots of different books that I've never heard of, and so I can add more to my TBR, which is super short. I definitely don't have any books to read. Shush. So anyway, there are 10 questions in this, plus question 11, which is to tag people, but we'll get to that later. Let's go to the first question. Question number 1, a new release that you want to read by the end of the year. We're going to take a little trip down there. Down here. 1 second. I haven't done an actual bookshelf tour yet because, I mean... It's fine. All of my bookshelves are labeled by a certain category, and this is my new releases shelf. It's overflowing a little bit. So we have Any the Way the Wind Blows by Rainbow Rowell, Gods and Monsters by Shelby McEwen, You Have a Match by Emma Lord, Six Crimson Grains by Elizabeth Lim. This is a fancy Fairloot copy. It's beautiful. Realmbreaker by Victoria Aveyard, Sisters of the Snake by Serena and Sasha Nanua, which I'm so sorry if I said that name wrong, Mr. Impossible by Maggie Stiefvater, House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland, The Project by Courtney Summers, Goddess in the Machine by Laura Beth Johnson, The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna, Witches Steeped in Gold by Sienna Smart, The Iron Raven by Julie Kagawa, Rule of Wolves by Lee Bardugo. Yes, I have not read it yet, and it came out in late January. Lore by Alexander Bracken, and These Violent Delights by Chloe Gogg. There's more somewhere else. I'm fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Question number 2, a book you want to reread. Now, I don't reread very often, especially given this situation, but if I had the chance to reread, especially because we're coming into spooky months, I really want to read one of my all-time favorite kind of witchy, magical realism-ish kind of books, which is The Graces by Laura Eve. I absolutely love this book. It really inspired me a lot, especially for Hisvakak. I wanted it to have the same vibes that The Graces gives off, and I hope I've done that, but that'll be for you guys to decide, should you read my book when it's done. But this is a story about these siblings. So we have Fenrin and Talia and Summer, who are the Graces, and everybody knows they're kind of witches. And then we have River, who really wants to be a Grace, and she really wants to be in with them and kind of gets involved with them, and then some tragedy strikes and stuff happens and magic and it's great. And there's also the sequel, The Curses, which is amazing. So if I could read both of them, I will, but I don't know if that will happen because I'm really trying to. You know, if you haven't read The Graces yet, please do. It's fantastic and I love it. Question number 3, a series I want to continue, which I have a lot of series that I've started this year, and a lot of trilogies and things. So we have a couple. Number 1 is an indie book, an indie series, which is Raise the Stakes by O.E. Tierman. This is book 3 in the Aces High Jokers Wild series. There's 2 more books that just came out as well, and I don't have them yet, but conventions might be coming back. I'm booked for 2 of them, so we'll see. And maybe I will see O.E. Tierman there and be able to get more of their books because I want to continue with this series. I never thought I would be in love with a military sci-fi series, but here we are. Also, I would like to continue my read through of all of the Anne of Green Gables books. So here all the rest of them that I have are here. So we're up to Anne of the Island. I'm not doing well on this reread. Remember when I said I wanted to read the whole thing in July? Yeah, I was very naive. One of the series I want to continue is a trilogy, and that is Siege of Shadows, which is book 2 in the Effigy series by Sarah Roffley. The first book was Fate of Flames that I read earlier this year, and I really enjoyed it. It's kind of got superheroes, but in a dark, twisted way. People are like, oh, it's like Sailor Moon, and I'm like, it's very much not Sailor Moon. But it's just really great, and I think it's just an awesome series about different, very flawed, very different personalities of women who are superheroes, who are burdened with these powers, and when one dies, it like passes on to another, and it's a kind of tragic superhero story, but I really, really like it, and I think it's super underrated. And then I would also like to finish a trilogy, which is Night of the Dragon by Julie Kagawa, which is the final book in the Shadow of the Fox series. I got to read Soul of the Sword this year, finally, and now I really, really need to read the conclusion, but I'm also scared to read the conclusion because Soul of the Sword scared me a lot, okay? It scared me so much. I don't know if I can, I'm scared, okay? I'm really scared of what she's gonna do to my heart in this. I'm scared. My friends have not been encouraging me about this, okay? They have been not helpful. Question number 4, a book you'd like to buddy read. And honestly, I'd like to buddy read pretty much any book if I have somebody out there who wants to read with me. But I have one planned buddy read that needs to happen within this week because August is almost over and this is on my August TBR. But that is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. And this book I will be reading with Amanda Richards. You can go check her out. She hasn't posted in a bit, but she moved and things happened, but you were supposed to see her in one of my videos that I have yet to finish editing from early July. But we know that July was not a good month for me, so I'm trying to play catch up right now. But Midnight Library, yes, we're going to read this. I literally don't remember anything about what this is, but it's very, very popular, and Amanda has it, and so we're gonna buddy read. Yay! Question number 5, an age category or genre that you don't read from often, but you want to read. Obviously, an age category I don't really read a lot from is middle grade books, but I do have one in particular I super want to read, and that is Tilly and the Book Wanderers, which is the first book, Book Wanderers series, and I do have the second book. There's a third one, but this is a girl who meets Anne of Green Gables and Alice in Wonderland. So I think this is going to be a very cute story. I'm very excited. I really want to read it. I need to get it on my TBR somehow, but this is my middle grade that I want to read. And then I also don't read a lot of anthologies, but I have 2 that I want to, and technically one isn't an anthology, it's just a collection of short stories from a series. But anyway, that's Tales from the Hinterland by Melissa Albert, and these are all of the Tales from the Hinterland based on the Hazelwood duology that she has, and I really, really want to pick this up also. It's gorgeous. As well as 1,000 Beginnings and Endings, which is edited by Ellen O and Elsie Chapman, which is 15 retellings of Asian myths and legends, and I've had this for a bit, and I really, really want to get into it. So it has a bunch of my favorite authors, so like Renee Adjei's on here, Roshani Chakshi's on here, Melissa De La Cruz, Julie Kagawa, Lori Lee, Cindy Pon, Shweta Thakrar, and so there's just a bunch of people in here that I'm like, yeah, let's read their stories. I want to read some short stories, especially involving Asian myths, because we see fairy tale retellings from, you know, Germanic ones all the time. Germanic, romantic, basic ones that we all know here in America, but I want to read some that are from across the way. Question number 6 is a book from a previous TBR. Now, this year I've been great and have been doing all the books on the TBR aside from all of the Anne Green Gables books, but we're working our way through it. And this month, I don't know. We'll see if we make it or not. I do have some from previous years that I still own, and I've been like, I don't know if I'll keep it, but these 2, I think I will. The Good Luck Girls by Charlotte Nicole Davis, which I heard amazing things about, and there's a new sequel. I think what turned me off from this is that I think the cover is deceptive. I don't know, but, because to me, like, I see this and I think it's a Western. I don't know why. It's probably just because of the leather jacket and the buckles and the, well, she's wearing a bandana too. But this part I never noticed, like the thing on her neck. I never noticed that. And there's more to this story that I never knew about. So I think I just got this in a book outlet because it was available. And I was like, sure, why not? But then I didn't actually know much about it, but I've heard amazing things about this series. So definitely want to get into this, as well as The Smoke Thieves by Sally Green. I was really hesitant for a while because this is a chonker, but I finally got into Sally Green's writing with reading Half Bad, and now I'm like, okay, I do like that, so maybe I will also like this, which was on a previous TBR last year. So, Sally Green, I don't say has redeemed herself, but has, like, I'll say revealed herself. Not redeemed, because I never, like, hated her or anything. I just was like, I don't know. So she's revealed herself to be an author that I do want to read more of. Question number 7, a book you recently purchased or acquired. Now, I have been on a book buying ban because that's my job. And it's been rough getting books, but that's why it's like, hey, now these shelves are a little bit more happy. But I did go to a library sale with my sister and got 2 books. Well, technically I got 4. 2 of them are cookbooks. And I got 2 books which were on my TBR for like $1. So I don't feel bad about this, especially because one I hear may be terrible, but we'll see. But that is The Bird and the Blade by Megan Bannon. I just know I've had this on my TBR for a long time. I don't remember anything about it. 3 impossible riddles, 1 dangerous secret. Cool. So there's feathers on the cover. Sold. The second one is the one I'm hesitant about, and that is Ready Player 2 by Ernest Cline. And I enjoyed Ready Player 1. I did. I don't know about this premise for a sequel, and there's been several mixed reviews about this. So we'll see what happens. But I'm trying to stay away from all the reviews just so that I can read it and form my own opinion of it. But we'll see. We'll see indeed. Question number 8, a book on my physical TBR. All of these. I felt like it was a good time to mention the rest of my 21 reads of 2021 from the earlier of the year, because I have about 8 books left on that TBR. So very quickly, we still have Uprooted by Naomi Novik to read. His Majesty's Dragon by Naomi Novik. This was one of the reads that these got put on the TBR from the game that Fee and I played, and she got to put 5 books on the official TBR. 3 of the other ones she got to do was the entire Kingkiller Chronicles that are out, which is Name of the Wind, Wise Man's Fear, and The Slow Regard of Silent Things. So I have those. And the last one Fee got to add was Lord Loss from Demonata by Darren Shawn. I also still have The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. Sorry, it can't do it because it's too bright of a book. Need to read all of that. Reign of the Fallen by Sarah Glenn Marsh, which zombie things maybe? I don't know, but I forgot. I really forgot, but must read. Those are the physical TBRs. I also have Warriors of Wing and Flame by Sarah B. Larson, because I read the first book in this and I want to continue the sequel, and it's a physical read because there is no audiobook that I can acquire. And It Devours by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Craner, which is another book in the Welcome to Night Vale universe, because The Faceless Old Woman Who Secretly Lives in Your House is on my Libby app, but this is not. So this will be a literal physical read. And most of the other books there that I just revealed to you are also physical. That's why they've been on the TBR for so long. Question number 9, a hype book that you want to read. So one of these is more of a newer hype book, and another one is a bit of an older hype book, and the older hype book is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. Now, I loved Strange the Dreamer, and I hear really good things about this, so I do want to read this. I just think it has an unfortunate cover that looks very badly photoshopped, so I would love some other editions of this. And the other book is Fable by Adrienne Young, which involves traitor, fighter, survivor, pirates, and things. And I hear amazing things. Namesake, which is the sequel, came out, and I want to read them both. And yes, there we have it. I'm doing a really good job explaining what these books are about, I think. I think I'm an excellent person at that. And question number 10, a previously DNF'd books. Now, I don't DNF. This is a thing about me. I just don't do it. I suffer through it so that I form my full rageful opinion once I've completed a book that I should have DNF'd but didn't. However, I have 2 books that were on previous TBRs that I am considering unhauling, just because one of them based on I've read some of the author's other work and wasn't really into it, so and also my battery is dying, so un momento. These two books were for no reason one of them, but just other than that it's sit on my TBR for a while, and that is Want by Cindy Pon. Now, I've heard good things about it. There's just something about it that I'm not gravitating towards it, but I'm going to try to stick through and try to put it on a TBR at some point. And the other is Stain by A.G. Howard. Now, I've already unhauled the Splintered series because I read the first one and it was fine. I didn't hate it, but it just wasn't the thing that I really wanted. I heard really, really bad reviews for Roseblood, which is a Phantom of the Opera retelling. And given that I read the classic Phantom of the Opera and didn't like it at all, I'm not sure I have interest in reading another book adaptation of it. Granted, it was probably more of a musical adaptation than a book. Well, I don't know. I don't know what A.G. Howard was doing. This is a Goose Girl one, which honestly, I don't know anything about the Goose Girl. Like, I don't know any, it's not a fairy tale I grew up with, so I have no idea what that's about. But it's also a honkin' book, and I don't have an audiobook version of it, so I don't know. I don't know. We'll try, but I don't know. And that is the year-end TBR. Tell me if you guys have done this tag below so I can watch them, and it is my duty to tag some more people. However, a lot of my friends and I have all kind of been in video making slumpies, so I don't want to put any pressure on them. But I also feel bad when it's just like, okay, everyone you're tagged, because there's something that makes you feel a little bit more special when you're legitimately called out by the person to do tag videos. So I'm making this an open thing. Like, yes, I am tagging you should you want to do this, but for future references, if you want to be tagged in things, particularly booktube or authortube things, because I'm on two sides of the thing here, the coin of authortube and booktube, put it down below if you want to be on a tag list so that I can tag you. If we haven't really communicated before and you want to be tagged in things and want to get that shout out, because I know what it feels like to, like, I kind of know some other people on booktube and authortube, but they never like tag me in it, and it makes me feel kind of like I'm a little left out, blah blah blah. But you know, we're not super great friends. But I wanted to open it up so that people who do want to be tagged in this stuff that I don't know yet, but maybe you want to know. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But if you want to be tagged, then put in the comments that you would like to be on one of the two tag lists or both of the tag lists for authortube and booktube tags. Okay? Just put it down below if you so desire that. And there we go. If you have any further questions or comments, you will leave them down below on Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter. Check out my Ko-fi page to support me as a content creator. My books are on my Ko-fi page as well, and more Kickstarter updates are coming as we have successfully funded the Kickstarter, and it's coming together and becoming a real book. It is there in physical form. Soon it will be in my hands, and I will show you. Okay, see you next time, cuties. Bye! These little organizers here, and let me just drop that plant. It's fine. It's fake. Now I have to reattach you. Oh, mistakes were made. This is the sequel to crap. Fate of Flames, right? 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 Yes. Question number 7. A book you wishes. I'm fine. I haven't done videos in a while. Can you tell?